Hey tankers, this is Bonsai Duck. Welcome to another tanker interview. Today we have Madog from the GFLC clan. Madog is a very good player and has a lot of good insight. So I hope you enjoy the interview, and let's get started. All right, so today we got Madog. Mad Dog, say hello.
Hi.
All right, Madog, I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Man. Is where'd you come up with the handle?
Actually, it came about. I had an uncle in the Marine Corps who was a sergeant,
Uh huh.
and it was from when I was real little. And he had this one hat around. It had the Marine Corps bulldog on it, and on it just said Mad Dog. And I wore it until it basically couldn't be worn anymore. I still have it.
Okay. All right. So, shout out to your uncle. Is he still with us?
No, unfortunately, he passed. I want to say almost 15 years ago.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I had an uncle that he was in the army, and when I was younger, I mean, all the uniforms and everything I ever got were from him. So,
Mhm.
but so how long have you been playing the World of Tanks?
Uh, 8 to 9 years. I think officially it's 9, but I got started and I ended up taking about a year break after like the first few months.
Okay.
Wasn't quite all into it then.
No, you didn't like that, huh?
It was a little hit and miss at time. Wasn't sure if it would be something I want to go ahead and keep playing,
Yeah.
but a year later, I was feeling the itch.
Ah, okay, all right. And you play a lot of other games because I see you on Twitch. You do have a stream, and we'll throw the link in for you. But you do have a stream, and I've seen you doing other games on your stream too, right? So you do play other games.
Yeah, I play other games. I also basically just look at my Twitch as I basically play what I want. So
Yeah,
anything I might be playing and I just feel like sharing out.
yeah, okay,
And so, but I mean, most other games I play are more focused with some single player, and I could just play them on my own.
okay, all right. What got you started with World of Tanks?
Um, yeah, just scrolling through some game websites and saw the ad
Mm-hmm.
on there, and it's like I saw it after for about a year. I'm like, okay, well, this game didn't die. Let's try it out. Can't be any worse than the garbage on the websites.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's one thing that we all know is that you don't hold back when it comes to expressing your opinion on things.
No, I often don't. And some people do think it comes off wrong, and I do have to be clear. Try not to take anything I say too personally.
Mm-hmm.
It it's not personal. It's just I'm going to give you the straightest answer I can.
Yes, you will. I've been, you also have a YouTube channel, and when you started your first couple ones, you didn't have any voice, and it was kind of weird, or it was very quiet. I'm sorry to say it was very, very quiet, but you definitely express your opinion while you're playing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the first few ones was really just trying to get something thrown out there so other can see, hear it, and tell me what's wrong with it.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right.
But just adjust some settings, so hopefully get it just right.
Yeah, no, you got your sound down good. So it's always I always appreciate watching the videos because I know I'm going to get the real and unrehearsed truth.
Yeah, there is no with my videos. I just go ahead and record them straight through. When if I screw up, I'm starting the entire video over again. There is no script.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like some occasionally I go in and watch like some of my own replays just to try and review what happened and try to pick some points I do want to bring up and then completely forget about mentioning them.
So when you first started playing World of Tanks, I know you said you took a year off. I mean, were you did you get the knack of the game real quick, or was there a period of time where you said, "Hey, I need to get better," and
Well, obviously the first thing given quite younger
Mm-hmm.
compared to most others. So I was coming over from a lot of consoles and stuff,
Right.
and it's like the first thing I had was a Game Boy Color, and
Okay.
so I mean it was moving over the controls. I mean I played some computer games on other PCs, but it wasn't anything quite no real shooters. It was like just some city management type of stuff
Uh-huh.
and real time strategy.
Okay.
So I didn't need to completely know as many buttons besides
Ah.
the mouse. So
Okay.
I mean, for the earliest part was biggest struggle was trying to go ahead and get everything to move how I wanted, and then just slowly work on things. And at some point, because I do recognize I was looking at forums and stuff with
Mm-hmm.
just about every game I end up playing. So I look for those and try to take in some input. And at some point, realizing they were going and doing tournaments, and I'm like, hey, free gold.
So,
Then realizing, if I really want to get the free gold, I'm going to have to actually get better.
okay. So, what did you do to get better?
So I went ahead and sorry,
No, you're fine.
yeah, hopefully my phone didn't ring too much. It's just some annoying bill collector.
Yeah, well, yeah, life interrupts anyway, right?
Yeah. So what I did, I go back and start looking at some of my own replays. Stick around at the end of the battle instead of just jumping back to the garage and start seeing what other people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, with the tournaments, I had some people in my clan that were doing them with me, and some of them that did actually turn out were actually pretty good, and were able to start pointing out things I didn't quite pick up on at first.
Okay. All right. So, speaking of clans, I mean, you are with GFLC, which is the clan I'm with too. And correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you at this point the leader of the clan or the commander of the clan?
Yes, I
Okay.
am at this
Yeah.
point.
Did you volunteered for that, or was that thrusted upon you?
Um, I kind of volunteered. Obviously, Guido was going. He's got his thing, got his channel and stuff going now, and he
Yeah.
wanted to focus on that without having to deal with the being the commander
Mm-hmm.
of the clan and the end all be all. So I'm like, yeah, I could go ahead and try and fill in the position some.
Yeah. Do you regret?
So,
Do you regret volunteering?
uh, not particularly. I I try to at least make sure I have good people in the high in the like the executive positions and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't have to actually do it all myself.
Ah. Okay. All right. Well.
It's
Um.
just making sure everything doesn't fall to pieces
Right.
and that kind.
Yeah, no, I've been there, and I admire you doing that. So anyway, not to get sidetracked, but you were with other clans obviously before, and you said you were playing tournaments. Was that just it, or did you guys get involved in like scrimmages or skirmishes and stuff like that too?
Well, to be fair, at the time the tournaments were called skirmishes.
Ah, okay, all right, okay. So this is
But I
before the.
mean, other clans I've been in, they go in like when strongholds are rolled out, they start doing the stronghold battle some, and unfortunately for me, I just quickly found them pretty boring. The clan stuff itself.
Okay.
But I mean, having a good group of people to go ahead and platoon with, and obviously any tournaments where there's a gold involved is always a huge plus.
Yes, it
Plus,
is.
plus the tournaments, for the most part, for anyone who isn't all the way up there, ended up being a lot more profitable if you're not some super unicum on some super unicum team.
Ah, okay, all right.
So
Well,
clan wars will end up almost feeling like the same top 5 clans are just beating everyone off the map.
uh-huh. Okay.
I
Well,
mean, good for them.
Okay, so back to how you were improving your skills. So you were watching other people, and I think I originally had picked up your name and met you on Guido's YouTube because I think you had submitted some videos to him at the time. Am I correct?
I believe so. No offense, I don't remember everything.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right.
So
That's all right. It's been so long, right?
yeah.
But so do you watch other Twitch streamers and I guess True Voodoo and those guys? Did that how you do it, or you just did teach yourself how to get better?
A lot of it, I mean, like, I did watch some, like, other streamers. I mean, Circon for one,
Mm-hmm.
just because he's really entertaining.
Yeah, he is.
And I think that's the biggest one. I go ahead and watch, and he's just completely another level.
Yes.
It's like I try watching Quickie Baby, but it's like if I can't post a comment in your stream without having to subscribe,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite feeling it so much.
Yes, yeah, that's yeah. I mean, when you compare Sircon and Quickie Baby, I mean, you're right. Sircon, I mean, he just makes it look just smooth and easy. It's incredible.
Yeah, the way a friend of mine looked at me playing is how I look at Sircon.
Well, yeah, I will admit. I mean, you do make things look really easy. I mean, obviously we platooned before, and I've watched your videos and done your videos, and things just seem to come fairly natural to you. Where I miss whatever it is you're picking up.
Oh yeah, it's no offense to you or anything. It's a lot of trial and error is really the bulk of my learning.
Hmm.
It's we gone 50 times on the same map and it plays out the same way, and then by the 51st, I'm like, I've seen this before. It
Yeah.
doesn't end well.
So, given all the time that you've spent perfecting your gameplay, I mean, what is when do you still post on the forums and check the forums quite a bit?
Yeah, I'm basically check them every day or just every break when I'm just completely bored.
Okay.
So I still go on there, and quite frankly, compared to when I first got on, they're a lot less interesting.
Oh,
But
okay.
I I go on there, see anyone wanting advice, what other issues may be creeping up that Wargaming thinks is funny.
Hmm. Okay. We'll let you get into your wargaming here in a little bit because I know you have some definite thoughts on them. Uh, but what is some of the advice that you would give, say, a new player that because I see the post too. Hey, I'm new to this game. I'm struggling.
I mean, there's a couple different things, and I'm probably not going to have every single thing come to mind right now.
All right, that's
But
fine.
I mean, one of the first pieces of advice I had to give is go get a KV1. You will understand so much more about this game from there. It's got several different branches you can go down without completely starting over,
Hmm.
and different guns you can go and try out. Figure out what you like, what you don't like. Maybe just figure out it's just too slow. This isn't what you want, and just take things and try not to take anything too personally. It's a game, and anyone else is going to start trying to rile you up or all that. You hear about toxicity from some people, and I've been here about 9 8 9 years, and the number of times I've seen that toxicity is pretty low. Although I do see it's like what they say is like to other people, but it's people trying to give criticism, only they give it in the worst possible way.
Well, yeah, I think I can agree with you. There's the toxicity, but I agree, and it's trying to give somebody criticism in a chat is hard because you can't the inflection isn't there on what you're trying to say, and they're not and you don't know how they're receiving it, right? So
Yeah, I would say take anything anyone says in just a pure in the middle of battle with a grain of salt.
hmm.
It's uh, it's not that big a deal. It's usually quite easy to ignore. I keep the chats on. I can go ahead and have messaging available for anyone who feels like contacting me, including the
Hmm.
bots that keep trying to sell me something.
Oh, okay.
And I like keeping the communications open because, quite frankly, if I don't like it, I could make room on the blacklist for you,
Yeah, okay.
and I could also just simply ignore it,
Hmm.
or I can just do some other things and just make fun of you.
Oh, okay. So you obviously have a fairly tough skin.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so KV1 is that your? I mean, you say that would be the tank to start with, or to get to that tank, and then from there, that's the tank that you learn to play a lot of things from. Correct?
Yeah, it's one of the perfect really starter tanks because it actually has some good armor for its tier. It's low enough tier you should be able to get within about a week or so, depending on you know how much you're putting into it. And it's a real solid, good performer, good all around, and more like, again with the armor. We're playing a tank game. It's the one
Mm-hmm.
thing that basically separates this from Call of Duty is you got armor, so shots don't always actually penetrate,
Right.
and you get to learn to start to play with that and play with the angles and move around, and it's slow enough where you're not instantly racing forward like you're in the Panzer 1C, and now you got 15 tanks all shooting at you,
Okay.
and it gives you time to think. Let you start thinking about what you're doing, learn about armor, angling, and decent selection of guns, good hard hitting, and maybe even learn about some of the weak spots along the way. And again, it's got several different branches it goes out to, so you got different ways you could go without starting over.
Okay. All right. Now, what would be your advice to, say, an intermediate player? I guess say someone as myself, who's probably I'm below average, but yeah,
Um, Obviously, it's different things could be said.
sure.
It's you could you could learn from just about anyone, even the newest noob there is, because they might just find something you've never seen happen before,
Okay.
and it gets interesting, especially when you go to some of the low tiers and they're just doing like some of the dumbest things you think, and it just works.
So,
But you can learn from just about anything. Go ahead and just keep reviewing. Keep looking at your mini map. A lot of like while I'm in sniper mode, about every second or two, I'm looking at the mini map
mhm.
to see who's creeping around, so there won't be no surprises coming up.
Okay.
And look around, check behind you. Uh, some people think I actually have a mod that puts me right out of zoom when I fire. No, that's just me hitting shift to go right back out so I can start looking around me because the gun's already fired and I don't have to keep looking that direction.
I was gonna bring that up is because in some of your videos you don't do it all the time, but you do it lately. I've seen where as soon as you fire, man, you're out and you're looking around,
I'm out.
and
I'm looking behind me because I want to know if I can back up it, or what I got to try to avoid.
and so you once you fire that shell, you really don't care if it hit or not. You're on to the next thing.
Yeah, I'll hear if that one didn't pen, or I don't hear anything, or oh, we got him.
So, well, to that, since you're constantly looking around and you take your shot and then you're looking around and behind you and everything, you're really not. Does that mean you're really not paying attention to what the damage that's going on during the game? I mean, what is your focus when you're playing the game? Is it the person in front of you, the target in front of you? What?
My focus is get my butt to the area where I'm gonna have try to have the biggest impact, where I think I'm gonna have the biggest impact,
Okay.
where I want to have the most chances for biggest impact.
Okay.
It's typically not sitting on the red line unless, of course, I'm playing the M56, in which case you just can't press anything
Right.
on your own, especially early on. But it it does for me. It doesn't matter how long it takes me to get there. Point is that when I get there, can I have the impact I want?
Okay.
So so unfortunately, something like a Matoda Black Prince leaves me very much wanting because when I get there, I'm going to fire a few shots and everyone shoots my turret. So gives you time. I'm able to go ahead and plan some of my stuff ahead, and then I get there, and it's mostly I'm fighting what is more or less in front of me. But because I'm also checking my mini map, I'm kind of seeing the situation going on around as well, and looking for if anyone's going to start creeping behind me, or worse yet, the other side is just completely folded,
Mm-hmm.
despite there being 10 people there. And now I have to try to go back and start dealing with the base, because if I don't do it, well, no one else is.
So, do you go into a given map with a given tank with a given idea of what you're going to do? I mean, or do you just let the battle unfold and see where you're needed?
Well, obviously, once you really start knowing the maps enough, the critical terrain,
Mm-hmm.
the meta thing that you should do, and typically, in my experience, the meta thing almost applies to almost any vehicle you really are playing. It's like scouts and artillery need not apply; they got their own thing going on,
Okay.
and and you it's oftentimes, in my experience, it's basically what people consider the medium flank. It's the flank where you kind of get a little bit of movement, able to dart around, cut between cover, and there's usually like an extra avenue to go ahead and be able to flank around if need be.
Okay.
And you go ahead, you kind of start with the map, but as you're kind of rolling out within about the first 30 seconds and you're looking at your mini map, you start seeing what your team has actually planned on doing. And when they decide they're not wanting to do what you're wanting to do, you got to start adjusting that plan. And if you play it often enough, you kind of already know what the next plan is going to be, because that side just got left wide open.
Okay. All right.
And as the battle continues, just go ahead and keep a lookout and start playing it by ear. Then,
Okay. So, I guess what's your favorite tank? Let's start with that one. Do you have a favorite?
is this a serious question? Can you guess?
Well, I may be able to guess, but
Uh, my current favorite tank in the game right now is the Tiger 2.
yeah.
It's just so consistent,
Uh-huh.
and it's got a lot of aspects. And even when before they went ahead and buffed it, there was a lot of good aspects for it for me. And if you know just enough on what you're doing, you could go ahead and make it work, and don't push it into situations it really shouldn't be in. We don't go face hug T-34s unless we are forced to.
Mm-hmm.
It's really accurate, good accuracy, good penetration, good shell velocity, good rate of fire, and you got enough armor not to be overmatched on your side.
Okay. All right.
So I mean, it has a lot of good aspects, but other people are going, "Oh, it's too slow." Well, it's a heavy tank. What do you expect? You
Now,
come in to bring some armor and a good firing gun,
uh,
and you could. It's like I don't even mind taking it in tier 10, because I got a 285 pen gold round, and that's usually enough for most tanks you see throughout all tiers.
okay.
So you don't need anything too crazy. You don't need like that 400 heat pen to pen everything.
All right. I mean, what's your favorite medium tank?
Ooh, so many mediums. Actually, I'm probably going to have to go with the Leopard 1 and Leopard PTA.
Okay.
Again, I mean, before they really got buffed, I got to play them on the old Rampage mode. You remember that?
I didn't play that, but I do remember it.
Yeah, they had the Leopard as a rental, and it often just felt like a Tiger 2 that just got rid of all the armor and picked up speed. It's basically almost the same thing, only now you're really fast, you're stealthy, and you can't bounce anything.
Right. Well, but you got good
It's
accuracy.
Oh yeah, really good accuracy, good pen, and especially now that they went ahead and buffed it, it's good alpha
Yeah.
and a nice little HE round for when you start feeling creative.
Now, do you play lights at all?
Uh, Not often. Just today's video alone I got posted was the A46, the new one, new
Uh-huh.
Brit, and I don't do lights that often because they're very dependent more on their team for things. But I have went ahead and ground up all the way to like the Sheridan, and it was quite fun playing the T49. I didn't run the derp.
Oh, okay.
I want the consistent damage.
Right.
I don't want wild shots all over the place. It was really fun actually. Before they went ahead and buffed the T49 when it still had the HE firing 90 mil.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It was really
Vaguely
funny
remember
because
that.
when you actually did pen something, it just got hilarious. It's it's like I penned a T29 from the front with HE. Let's do that again.
The good old days. And do you? I'm not gonna. Are you? Do you play arty at all, or are you just anti-arty?
Uh, I am not actually anti-arty,
Okay.
believe it or not. I'm not a fan.
Okay.
It has a place. It has a role. I am very much anti-stun. Stun,
Anti-stun.
rot, and burn in hell.
Okay.
I got
Okay.
choice words for the guy that came up with it, and the other 5 guys that approved it.
All right.
Stun is literally the worst thing. I would rather go ahead and get one shot than go ahead and play the rest of the match with my crew crying in the corner of the tank.
Yes, it is. And it's painful. I agree. Maybe the one shots weren't so bad at that time. Now,
I
what
mean,
about?
they did. I mean, for me specifically, I mean, I didn't get one shot at a lot either. So I'm like, what is everyone crying about? You're in a light tank. You have no armor. You get hit
Yes.
by a shell, it goes in. Unless, of
um.
course, you're a clown car.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of clown cars, do you play those?
No. I think I've only played like the tier 2 gift when it came out, just to kind of lock it in.
Uh huh.
But I mean, I just avoid them on just principle of let's not be part of the problem.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Also, I really just don't want to have to figure out how it works.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Throw in that new key, right? The X key. Uh,
Oh, too many. That's it. I quit.
do you play any TD? Well, you do play TDs because I know there was a period of time where I was working on the T95 and you were giving me
Oh yeah,
rations on my T28 play.
yeah. I mean, I do play TDs. I mostly play more of the heavy assault. Those ones I really do enjoy a lot more. Stuff like the Ferdinand and the TS5, the T28.
Hmm.
Really became some of my favorites. The Ferdinand, when it was stock, was not very fun.
No.
You have to get that Top Gun, and then it becomes really consistent. Plus, it actually covers up the hole in the gun mantlet.
Yeah. Okay. Do
But I
you,
mean, I could go ahead and occasionally get down with like some Hellcat or the M56 just because I'm feeling like playing something different.
now, when you play the M56, is that that's kind of like oh, it's like dancing with the devil because it's a good little TD, but boy, you're not going to hold up long.
Yeah, if enemies start seeing you, you're in for a very short but exciting life.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a favorite map?
Oh God, that's it's pretty hard actually. It's more like picking which one sucks the least.
Okay. Well, then
Uh,
which one sucks the least?
I still haven't decided. It's every now and then I do go on like the forum or the Discord and stuff. I'm like, okay, so what map here is actually good? I mean, before I think 1.0, they most of the maps that before they got redone uh, were actually quite enjoyable. But since they added so many infinity bushes to it and just locked down the entire lines, it just becomes a camping, sniping slugfest all the way through, and those that move out will pretty much die first, and then
Okay.
the other team will just counter push it after and win.
I kind of like Pearl River. I've always had a soft spot for Pearl River, but
Um, I I don't know too much about Pearl River. I mean, I remember when it removed, I was slightly thankful.
Oh, really?
I don't think it was the greatest map back then, and unfortunately, what I'm seeing right now is more or less the same thing that was there. So not exactly the greatest map in my opinion, but it's not too terrible. But it still retains all the old issues from before.
Well, yes. I so what are your biggest complaints about the maps?
My biggest complaint about the maps are all the ones that got redone because I actually liked the ones before. So, a map like Derpenberg used to be actually be really good. Now it's another boring camp fest and nothing but a face first slugfest straight through the middle.
So corridor map and
I mean, they were all corridor kind of before, but like I said with like the medium flank, there was options to kind of dart in between and have like a flanking option that
mhm.
didn't mean you instantly died because it was a 500-meter flanking option
Right.
like on the new Erlenberg.
So is that the maps are maybe too small for the tanks now? I mean, the tanks have gotten so accurate, good vision is so saturated that the maps have become. I feel the maps are too small in a lot of them.
I never quite felt anything was too small in particular, except for like Middengard. You remember that one, the
Yeah,
little tier two?
yeah.
Yeah, nothing like spotting the entire enemy team and didn't even move.
Everybody rush down to the bottom and kill each other.
Ever rush down to the bottom? I want a scout medal. But I never really felt they were too small. They they had different avenues, and like I say, the avenue you don't have like the obvious ones. There's nothing but a long stretch of nothingness,
Hmm.
and at both ends are 10,000 bushes.
Right.
So guess where everyone's going to park?
Okay.
And as you have to try to push through the center, you're going to be lit by the guys camping in the 10,000 bushes. And you only need one guy in there, so the other 10 guys can sit in the back and snipe you with impunity. And
Hmm.
then just keep repeating until one side runs out of tanks to keep throwing at the other.
Okay. So now for the $1 million question, what do you like about the game and what don't you like about the game?
Well, I think the most obvious thing I might like about the game is the tanks.
Okay.
What I don't like about the game is that so many of the maps now are just very campy. Like I said, with the 10,000 bushes, and you just keep throwing things at each other till one side runs out.
Okay. Now is
And
that
it's like I don't actually enjoy the face first fight too often
okay?
because that's only suitable for like one type of tank. But if you could try. I prefer like some options with a possible flanking, kind of like a short little flank to get around where they can't watch every side very easily and just completely lock down everything.
Okay. Now, although the maps are designed that way, obviously, some are designed for camping. As Proc is a campy map. That scenario. But does the map make the meta, or does the meta make the map?
Ooh. Obviously, depending on the server, we'll go ahead and agree or disagree.
Okay.
But a lot of it is simply put, like I said, when I was starting out, I've seen this map play out 50 times this exact same way, and it never ended well. Well,
Okay.
same thing. They're going to keep same thing that everyone else is learning is, I keep going down this one alley 50 times, or I try to move out at all on this map 50 times. By the 51st, I don't think I want to move.
Okay. All right. So they're mutually exclusive.
They both kind of make it. I mean, obviously, maybe some other servers might have different results on their own, just what they do that somehow ends up working for them.
Now, do
But
you?
I mean, it's like how often do you end up watching one of the Euro streamers and you're going, if I did that on this server,
Yeah.
we'd be dead.
Yeah.
It would never happen. No one is moving on our server.
Okay. So do you play on the European server at all?
No, I don't because I have the one account and it's quite full.
Oh, okay. But
Also,
you're
why start over? I mean, I got a couple other accounts so I was able to check out some of the like newer player experience a bit.
mhm.
Like, what are they getting that I didn't get? You know, like 100% cruise, free cruise. You know, when I got here, here's 50% crew, here's 3 tanks, have fun.
Yeah. And here's how you shoot, here's how you move, here's how you do this, and that's it.
No, that wasn't even there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the tutorial wasn't even there, and I remember I got the tutorial first reward was the M3 Premium Stewart. And I distinctively remember because I was like, you know what? I'm tired of the M3 Stewart, the Tech Tree one from the American line.
Uh-huh.
Sold it, and then I look back, I'm like, wait, there's still an M3 Stewart here. What the hell? I thought I got rid of you. Sold it, and then remembered it's like, hey, I got a lot more credits for that one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I spent a lot of time at tier one going, what am I doing wrong? But it was an experience. I mean, so based upon what it took when you first started to grind your way up to say tier 5 and 6 and even up to tier 8. I mean, tier 8 really is just, I mean, it's just a premium tier. There are tanks in there that I feel are stepping stones obviously to tier 9, but I mean 1 to 7, 9 to 10.
Oh yeah.
But I guess based upon what you went through to get there, I mean, obviously, do you agree or disagree that it's a lot easier for tankers to grind their way up right now?
Oh, incredibly easier.
Yeah.
Oh my god. They're throwing so many ways to get your ass up the friggin' lines. It's not even funny. Before you had to wait for like a 5x weekend, and it only is first victory on the tank one time. And
Mm-hmm.
that used to be, look, that's awesome. Hey. Now it's like, okay, 2x XP every other weekend, as many times, just not your first, because you already get two. And then,
And
they're throwing the
personal reserves.
yeah, that's it. That's it. The personal reserves.
Yeah, they were
Throwing
handing those
personal
out like,
reserves. They're throwing like the showdown Saturday where here, have a free day. Just, be our score
mm,
and stuff
okay.
like that. It just really helps propel them. And then you got like the blueprint fragments as well, which they dialed back on from how they were before. So not everyone is getting propelled. I mean, just right away, new players go ahead and get a free tier 2 completely, and then tier 3 they get a free tier 3 with a free 100% crew of
Mm.
their choice of whatever tank it is. So if you chose something like the M2 medium, you got a free 100% 6-man crew.
Well, it is a business, and I have to understand that they have a business model. But I mean, it just seems like, it's a free for all at times.
Yeah, like I said, they're really just trying to propel everyone forward. I mean, just the forum. I think yesterday I was seeing, hey, I'm new. What kind of tips and stuff would you recommend? Well, I'll tell you right now, Wargaming is hell bent on deciding tier 1 through practically 5 is pointless for anyone now. So I recommend you get to tier 6 and get up there as fast as you feel comfortable.
Is that because of the new battle pass?
Well, not the. Although that's probably why Wargaming's pushing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically once they went ahead and redid the tech tree lately, they just basically went, yeah, we give up trying to balance all the low tiers. We're just going to leave everything as is. Matter of fact, we're going to remove about half the tanks in the entire game and show them off in the corner.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and like I said, they got plenty of the new players are getting some free things to really get them through the lines and up it faster. So they are really trying to, in a way, they're trying to go ahead and get the new players to try and catch up with some of the older players.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, they can't fully catch up in a week or two.
Well, I
And
mean,
it just and War Game is just so focused on making sure everything tier 6 and up is staying fairly solid despite all the new OP things that you keep throwing into a tier 10.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like everything below, yeah, we don't even consider any of that below. That's the stuff we give out for free to give you a pat on the back.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to buff anything from tier 5 and under. That's for you. Let's just say it's there. We just wanted to say we have a full tech line for reasons.
Okay. All right. Well, you caught me off guard with that. I mean, like I said, I'm very. I enjoy listening to your your thoughts on the game.
Well, I'm glad someone does.
Oh, so I guess a little bit about you. You live on the West Coast, correct?
Yes, I live in California. I know,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. I know how the rest of the country feels. So
Yeah.
it's like even here, just because of how I sound, I get, where you from? Well, believe it or not, I've been living in California like most of my life.
Uh-huh.
Although the simplest answer is, yeah, I was born in Texas.
Oh, okay. Well.
It's like, no, they don't want to know where I'm from. They're like, why do you sound different? Why do you sound like you are not from the LA County? You sound nothing like anyone else in LA County. Where are you from?
How's the smoke and everything back there?
Uh, Smoke so far right here in Corona is well, there's not a whole lot of smoke here.
Yeah.
I got friends up in we got a state program called California Conservation Corps.
Uh-huh.
They go out into like the state and federal parks and do trail maintenance and cut down dead standing trees and just kind of make sure the forest is able to continue to grow and sustain. And on top of that, they also have to do emergency work as needed. So I
Mm-hmm.
got a friend right now up in Stockton,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in the program. It's essentially a paid training program from the state, and he's been having to be on an emergency for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, depending on what exactly the emergency is, it could be anything from flood control. They even do firefighting, although because it is a state program, they like to think of themselves as a school. They're going to go ahead and put in like the more low risk firefighting area, but they have their own fire crews training. A lot of them go ahead and move on to like Cal Fire,
Uh-huh.
which is the state fire thingy,
Right. Right.
and other things. And it's like my friend's basically been stuck having to do in camp support for the fire with the firefighters. Go ahead and make sure their camp is running, they're getting fed, and everything's staying more or less clean.
Yeah.
So I mean, they do some good stuff, and I was in it myself a year or 2 years ago. I got called out the day after Thanksgiving to go up to the Paradise Fire, and I was there for erosion control, which was throwing down sandbags and
Mm-hmm.
trying to keep all the ash from washing away into the streams and creating a bigger environmental disaster. So I
Okay.
got to go through everyone's back charred yard,
Uh-huh.
and it was crazy. I say the craziest thing I saw there was you see what looks like a pool of metal, and it's right next to a car. It's not a pool of metal. You could go over there, pick it up. It's solidified. That
Mm-hmm.
was the aluminum wheels on the car. They melted from the fire.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, one guy, because they were when I got there, the fire was almost out. One guy, they were letting people back into their homes and searched the wreckage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people had homes. The guy right next home did not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one guy was like, yeah, he just bought a new, not a new one, but a completely fixed up, I want to say Bronco or whatever, and just charred,
Mm.
gone. Just bought it the week before the fire hit.
Oh.
Poor guy.
So, what do you like to do when you're not playing computer games?
Just usually right now is just watch movies, watch some TV shows.
I guess when there's not
Lord
COVID.
Lord willing, I would like to go camping again. I'd like to go back up to Yosemite.
Yeah.
Last time I was there, I was working on I want to say White Burn, White Wash, White something Trail.
Uh-huh.
They just put in when I was there. They put in 2 new bridges. So they had us from Conservation Corps over there crushing rock to build the ramps up to the
Okay.
bridge.
Okay.
So I mean, it was pretty cool. It was really pretty. I would like to go back again.
So once COVID goes away, then you're more of an outdoorsy type of guy.
I would like to. I often I really don't.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I liked it. It was really enjoyable. One of the most enjoyable things of Conservation Corps was that I got to go camp out in the state and federal parks,
Yeah.
work with Department of Water Resources,
Okay.
and it was all over the place. But it's like I can do outdoor stuff as well. I just often don't because, quite frankly, the computer's cheaper in here.
Okay. Now your YouTube. What's your plans with that?
Oh, all right. The plan is right now I'm just posting up videos. I'm trying to more or less work it down to more a kind of a schedule
Uh
itself. I mean, right now, every time I do upload it, unless I really just don't care when anyone sees it,
huh.
uh, I just go ahead and I have it pretty much always schedule it for like the next day, or
hmm
since I'm trying to actually get more into a schedule, every other day of the week
Okay.
is looking. So probably about 3 times a week. It'll come out at 8 o'clock Eastern. So
Okay.
it's scheduled to come out at a specific time.
Right.
And I hope it's a good time.
8 o'clock Eastern
It,
is not bad for me, but it sucks for you.
it's okay. I uploaded the night before. That's why it's scheduled. So I
Yeah.
don't got to be awake when it comes up.
But I mean, so is it gonna be mainly you trying for instructional videos? I mean, you soliciting videos from players or?
I mean, I would go. Let's put it this way: if I get other people's replays, that means I play the game as often. It doesn't have to be all me. I could, like I said, I could kind of comment and go ahead and try and start instructing and pointing out some other things for other people.
hmm
Uh, Obviously, not to the same level as Guido because he's still on a whole nother level.
hmm
But I mean, I should at least be able to point out and state why I am doing things in my own video,
Right.
on my own replays. You know, I should at least be able to explain myself on why I did this, and why this works, and why is this guy an idiot.
Any thoughts of little nuggets of wisdom or?
It's not a race to tier 10. Getting to tier 10 is not the goal. It kind of sucks, quite frankly.
And,
It's expensive for no reason,
no,
and it's just chaotic. So just go ahead and take your time moving up, and any far as like I said earlier, the toxicity, take it with a grain of salt. So it's usually most people are having a rough time, and you just should just ignore the idiots.
hmm
Or B, they think they're trying to be constructive, and they're just doing it in the worst way possible. And watch others and review your own stuff. It's not all hacks.
Well, there you go. Once you start understanding the game, you understand that it's not all hacks.
Yeah, don't just keep running into that same field and getting killed by 15 snipers and do that 500 times and wonder why you keep dying.
Well, Mad Dog, it has been a pleasure to have you on, and I good luck with the channel, good luck with the Twitch stream. I know we're going to see a lot of good stuff from you, and I appreciate all the videos that you've sent in to me. And with that, I will bid you adieu.
All right, thanks, Bonzi.
All
Good to be here.
right.